Hey there, this is Sandy. I'm back at the Solaris. I'm working on doing my embroidery club homework. And as you can see in the book in front of you, there's some instructions for creative kiwi design. And it's a bunny basket. And I have been working on this many hours today. I can't even tell you how many, probably 5. I don't know, about that so far. And this is how far I got. So I started off with the bottom in the hoop, and then I created this part. This was fun. I used a microfiber towel that I found at the dollar store on that, and it turned out really cute. And then now I'm working on the sides. So as you can see, I still have the stabilizer, the water soluble stabilizer here on the side. I have to cut that away. But what I did was for each one of these was a hooping. So there's 4 hoopings here and there's 1 more to go. You put the water soluble in the hoop and you follow the directions in the instructions. And then at the end of the day, I will have 4 sides and 1 bottom all together. And then I just need to, put it together like this and sew up the sides and add the handle, and I'm done. So I'm very close, and I thought there's no way I would tape this whole thing. Here's the handle. I did cut away, but I still have to touch that up to get that water soluble taken off. So at the end, I'll be sewing the sides together with, this won't be here. I'll sew the sides together here and then put this little carrier strap on top, and I'll have a little bunny basket for Easter. So that's what I've been working on today. And I thought there's no way I could show you this whole thing, but I can show you the last part, because in the hoop stuff's pretty easy. It's just following the steps and taking your time. So I have over here on the machine the last side of the basket. So I thought I would share just that part. Maybe not the whole thing, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I can always speed it up because I figured that out on the editing software I found. So let's just give it a go and see how we do. So the first one is the placement line. You can't see it, it's white thread, because I'm not big into changing threads if I don't have to. And I can see it. I think you can see it. I can see it on the screen. So then it will move a little bit towards me, I believe. No, it won't. But I just do this, and I make sure that it's over the top and the bottom. And it's nice to have it even so that you can just put the tape there and you can make contact with the water soluble. So there's that. And I have my little purple thing. So at this point, since I've done 2 sides, I'm doing the last one. I pretty much have it memorized. It becomes an easy process after you get through the first round. This whole thing is pretty easy. It's called In the Hoop Easter Bowl. That's what I see on the front of the instructions by Creative Kiwi with a K. And I got this design from our embroidery club that I go to, and they challenge us to do it. And it's been fun doing this one. So I am glad though that I'm on the home stretch. I was thinking it wouldn't take this long, but it's because this part doesn't take too long, but when I will cut away from the foam that I'm using. I'm not using batting because it's based on my research and what I've been told. The foam is more sturdy, and I can tell already that it's more sturdy than the batting would have been. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to move it to my side, and I'm going to trim it So I'll see if I can move you over there. Guess I got to get one more light in here to make it a little easier to read. Or not read. The last time I filmed, I think I did it too late, because when I flipped the camera back to the machine, I think it was upside down. So then when I had to edit the software, the video, I had to like flip part of the video right side up, because the other part was the right way. It's just that I went back and forth to this table. I flipped this tablet over somehow the wrong way. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trimming this foam. And I hear that a lot of people save their foam scraps. I don't know if you save this little. I don't know if I've ever made anything this little, but I guess if you make keychains and stuff like that, it could be useful for that. And some of the scraps just seem too small to save, but I'll probably save this one just for a while anyway. So that's that. Then the next thing is you flip it over and you put this here. Make sure you're covering all the stitching on both sides. That looks good. Tape it here. I'm hoping that you're in camera and you can see still. I'm just trying to get this done at this point. It's getting close to dinner time. I've been playing up here all day. Okay, you know what? This tape's getting old. I've used it a couple times. I don't want it to come off underneath. This is just painter's tape. I was using paper tape. This one goes on top. Well, this is how, eventually I'm going to get to that bag, but this is how the bag's done, except for there's a lot more steps to it to get the zippers in. But it all works out super well. Almost, I think I have, I had to do a woodpecker t-shirt for my husband. And that's a video that's out there. So, let's see here. Make sure I flip it right. Okay, I'll move you back. Okay, when I flipped you back, then I accidentally touched the screen. So I'll just put the two videos together. And then I'm pushing that in. It's got the fabric on both sides. So now I can just press go, because that's part of the design, is knowing to do this. And then when I press go, you can either change the threads if you're coordinating. Not on this part, because it's just sewing it all together. But when it gets to the satin stitch on the sides, like I decided, you know, it's really pretty to change colors. But with this one, I really liked this pink with the off-white. And so I didn't have to change as many colors because I like that. But there's, you know, I've seen some baskets out there that they're just beautiful. I wanted to keep this one simple, and I just wanted to see what it was like to work with Creative Kiwi Designs, because this is the first time I've used theirs. And it's going well. The directions are good. It just takes time. It is kind of like a different kind of a bag, being a basket, so it does make sense that it would take time. It's got this wonderful quilting, as you can see. Sorry if you are off a little bit. But that's all part of the design. And I'm going to spend some time cutting away this water-soluble stabilizer on the other one, because pretty soon that piece will be done, and then we'll be sewing it to this last section of the basket. time out from doing that. I'm always working on something with these in the hoop things. Especially this one. Ah, see, some of this came off, even though I was trying to keep it on. Hopefully the back held together okay. Yeah, it's time to throw away that. So it did. Oh, I see it caught this one section. So what I will do, I'm taking out just, see this part caught because the tape came up, and here I put extra tape on there. So I'm going to tape that down again, and I can probably back up because this part will eventually have a satin stitch over it. So let's see, I got to get over to the corner, this corner. So now I'm going to use my needle plus minus and see if it will. I'm not sure if it goes up from here. I think it does. Oh no, it goes down. Perfect. So that's really the only part I need to fix. And I'll cut that and check it out, make sure that I got it right. Because then what I would do next is trim around that stitching. I guess it doesn't pay to use your tape more than once. Yeah, so that's all fixed. So now I'm going to move over here. Don't know whether you like these kind of videos, but I don't think that anyone would want to see me working on this for as long as I did. And actually, I read through the instructions, which is always really good. They have like a readme instruction set in the design, if you get it, which talks about, you know, at the end how to sew on the handles and other instructions that are just good to know before you start. And so they've got, I think, 3 or 4 sets of instructions. The main one I've been using is for the large hoop, and I've been using an 8x10 for the side. I'm sorry, an 8x8 hoop for the sides with the water soluble stabilizer. And for the bunny section, I had to use my 8x12. They called for, I think it was an 8x10, but I didn't have any 8x10s. I have like a 6.5 by 10.25, but no 8x10s. Then you flip it over, and I just try not to press down on the fabric because you don't want to stretch it while it's being stitched in the hoop, because otherwise the stitching may not match up. So when I'm trimming, I'm not actually, at first I was trying to get really super close, but now I'm not so concerned about it, and, you know, taking the chance of getting so close that I snip the stitches that were like here, because it goes over them when before it does the zigzag, or it does a zigzag and then it does a satin stitch. So you know, I see these little tie-offs in the back from the embroidery. I guess I could have turned that off and tied it myself, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put this back in the hoop, and then I'll move you back over there. Okay. Now, let's see. I want to make sure I'm on the right one because I backed up, if you remember. Yeah, so it did this one. Now I'm just going to go here because I cut around it. And then it will do... It's going to do a zigzag all the way around. So what I think is going to happen is it will do a zigzag around the outside edges, except for the bottom. And then I'll line up, I'll have to line up this I'm sorry, not the hoop, the basket that I've got constructed so far, so that it can sew the last piece there that's in the hoop to the basket. So I'm busy over here cutting off that water-soluble stabilizer that I showed you was on that last piece that I stitched at the beginning of the video. I'm also saving all of my water-soluble stabilizer pieces because they're pretty big pieces left. Okay, now I'm going to pull this a little bit forward. Okay, I'm going to make sure the bunny is up. I'm matching up the center line here, and I'm putting the stitching on top of each other. And then I'm just trying to tape down the sides so it doesn't move, because it's going to stitch across here. And I'll just do a double check here to make sure I got it lined up right. And then up. I have to make sure I hold on to that when I push it into the hoop. Okay, so just another peek. That didn't move. This is over a little bit. I'm going to use another piece of tape. I'm going to check that. That looks good. That looks good. I think I'll use another piece here. I hear the birds. It was raining all day outside. I'm trying to get this tape there. There it is. What kind of tape do you guys use? Okay. I have to use what I got because I ran out. All right, so now I can just press go. It's lined up there, and it's vertically lined up. It's just going to zigzag across and stop. Now, in the instructions, it says this is the place where if I wanted to, I could change the thread color. But I think I'm okay, so I will just tell it to start stitching. Now you get the idea. It will do it's like a tack down stitch before it does that beautiful zigzag satin stitch at the end. It does this running stitch around the outside. It was doing a zigzag. Now it looks like it's doing a straight stitch, like a running stitch. Oh, I heard the thread. I hope it didn't. Sometimes the thread gets caught somewhere, like sometimes up at the thread stand, but it's not doing that a lot today. It's just once in a big while that happens, and it'll cause a hiccup on the back. So sometimes if I see a loop like that, you know, sometimes it makes sense to cut it and then go back and stitch over it if it's really noticeable. Yeah, I noticed I have this over a little bit there. Oh well. I can always stitch it up on the side there. We'll see how it works with the zigzag stitch. So this zigzag stitch, or this, I keep calling it a zigzag, it's a satin stitch. It takes 9 minutes for each one of these, this last part. Because it does a satin stitch, then it comes back and it does this really beautiful top stitch on top of it. Yeah, it looks fine. I might have been a hair off in that corner, but I think it should be fine. So it will spend the next, 8 minutes doing this beautiful stitch around the outside. So I guess I'll just let it continue to record, and at the end I'll try and speed that up a little bit when I do the editing, and I'll show you the end part, which is really just, putting these sides up, clipping them, and doing a zigzag across the outside. So somebody will be putting candy or eggs in this thing. I haven't decided. There's different sizes of this basket that I can make. I decided to make the extra large one. And like I said, on these opposite sides, I'll be putting this pretty handle that I did in the hoop too. So this side will go up, the other side will go up, and then I'll put the handle across. But before that, I'll, fold up the sides and stitch the sides closed, one by one. So I will let you watch that in peace while I clean up. That's a beautiful stitch, isn't it? So this is it, hooped. I have to cut around this because this is water soluble stabilizer, and this is my 8x8 hoop. So I'll cut around this, and then I'll take it out of the hoop to show you what's next. This is done. So here's some clips. I'll just show you on this side because I still have to cut away that stabilizer, and then all of these sides have to have the water soluble touched up. But that's what I would do, is just clip it here and then just zigzag down the side on all 4 sides. I'll clip it just so we can see what it looks like on the 3 sides anyway. Looks like I got some thread trimming to do in this corner down here. And so that'll be, when that's trimmed away, that'll be pinned up here. I'll just do this to hold it up. And then I'll put this side here. Line up the curve here on the handle. I have to look at the instructions. I can't remember how they did it, but this is how it looks. You can kind of imagine that sewn up, but that's what I've been working on today. And I guess out of this whole thing, I was impressed with this microfiber towel that I found at the Dollar Tree store. I've been holding on to it for like a year, and I knew I would use it for something. And I think that there's actually some stabilizer here. I still have to get the water soluble out of here because it was so fuzzy. I had to put that down. And so that's that. And then on the back side, it's just the back of the bunny. And some of the hairs, I got to get rid of that water soluble, but in some spots I thought maybe the hair would poke through, but I think that's kind of a cool look because that's looks like real hair from the bunny. And the way that it, you know, it folds up. Sorry, were you close that whole time? There's the back of the bunny. I gotta cut this away. Here's the front. And it's such a cute face. They did a good job digitizing that. But I like I was saying, this part just really looks good. And I have a lot of that towel left to use. So I'm going to take a break. Then I'll come back and cut this away. Clip it the rest of the way. I'm probably going to take a break because I think I've been at this like 6 hours today. Just playing around in here and working on this. The longest part of each stitch out is this beautiful satin stitch that it does. And so I turn on my Babylock IQ monitor, where you can, you know, if you've got something that's you can trust will stitch out okay when you walk away, you can use that monitor app and watch it on your phone or your tablet or wherever you want to watch it. And that really helps. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. For once, I'm going to actually get a project done before the holiday. So thank you to the Embroidery Club at my local sewing shop for this challenge. And they are in Lake Villa, Illinois. So if any of you are local, stop by and give them a hello. So thanks for watching. Give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. Bye-bye.